Welcome everyone. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast when Have Gamers, session number 9. Welcome everybody. We are discussing latest news, fun stuff, and dropping some knowledge. But also don't forget, this is an 4 a.m. conversion. This is 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe.
You say conversion.
I did say conversion. Oh, well.
Have you been working hard this week?
Oh, yeah, of course. Nevertheless, welcome, guys. And also welcome, Jakub and Felix. Should we do an intro again, Felix, to, make you happy?
Of course. Right. Anything to make me happy.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do a quick intros. Felix, please, go.
I'm Felix. I'm the director of Admonetisation at Adnetworks Inc. I focus on ads in the game and making the most possible revenue from advertising in the games.
Ooh, you stepped up your game, bro. Nice.
Good intro. Yeah, I can continue. Name's Jacob, in game design and monetization, currently head of monetization at Replight. Been squeezing the game for 6 years now.
Squeezing the game, oof. Okay, I didn't prepare anything like this, but okay, so Matej here. I'm your host as well, as I am running some UA campaigns, working with different gaming companies around the world, spending a huge amount of money, but in a profitable way. Okay, so what are we talking about today? There's some news. We're talking about 2 billion invested into the blockchain. The Idle Miner Tycoon launches on Facebook Gaming. Hilarious. Google launches a Google Play partner program for large game developers. We have Wildlife Studios entering blockchain space and Instagram and NFTs news. And then we're going to dive into the Admonetization fundamentals and Q&A session, and also Ask Me Anything segment at the end. Two previous fundamentals and AMAs were pretty funny, but also we dropped some knowledge that others and you listeners as well really enjoyed. So thank you for that. And also, please subscribe to our amazing YouTube channel and also to Spotify and iOS, Apple, or whatever, or wherever you are listening to this or watching this. So let's dive in. So the news, I've been seeing around lately. There's the hype around the blockchain gaming sector, and now I've read an article about the investing into the blockchain gaming space. So that's kind of like increasing over time. And we are seeing 2 billion invested in 2022. And, now it's like mid-March. So that's pretty impressive. So it's been increasing for last 5 quarters. So if we are looking at the Q1 last year, so 2021, it was 430 million. Okay. Then it was a small dip, 400 million in Q2 2021. Then it increased quite heavily in Q3 to 1.2 billion. And then again in Q4, 1.6 billion. And now, as I said, we are sitting on 2 billion in this quarter, and it's not even end of the quarter. So pretty interesting hype, pretty interesting. I'm sure that like half of this money is Animoca just investing in a lot of companies. Any thoughts?
I think we're still seeing the same names pretty much within the spectrum of either like Fortes, Orara, Hyperlapse, Polygon, Animoca, OpenSea, Immutable. So either a blockchain ecosystem or a big protocol, not that focused on game companies specifically, I would say. So, I guess we're more into like infrastructure.
Yes and no. Animoca is building a pretty huge network of all the companies, and there are like some of the gaming companies as well. So,
I'm the
only one who's been
games.
directly affected by this, seeing as Forte bought Network. I can't comment too much on this stuff, but investment in any type of gaming thing should be a good thing. I'm quite excited to see where this will go. Usually when you have a lot of capital deployed in a specific sector, it's not a bad thing. Like the ultimate outcome will be that there will be new games that people will play and people will enjoy. but how do we get there? That's the kind
That's the part that I'm saying, that I don't see new games being part of this. More of a like, we're preparing to make new games.
So,
Or we are building the tools or infrastructure to build new games, but not like the investments. I don't think so. Those are into game ideas or game like products. They are more into like these ecosystem infrastructures, tools, or studios that will actually make the games.
I mean, the games here that are getting invested in, or the people that are getting investment, like it's a very long tail thing. Building good games that are fun. Like we're not going to see any of the outcome for at least a year and a half,
fun.
right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think this is the main problem here, that like the whole crypto community is kind of disconnected a little bit from the fact that like they need to build the games that last because they are fun and engaging in the first place, not just like an investment crypto machines.
Yeah, but we are getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there, of course. We're getting there and we'll see the results.
There are still like a lot of pump and dump activities and rug pulls, my favorite word. But what can we do? That's also a part of the ecosystem. As Nico said, it just slows down some processes and evolution, but it's still, we can't do anything about it at the moment.
Like, I think as I was lightly looking at the deparator data again, however valid it is, let's say Axie user wallets continue to decline and drop. So I guess this is all in line with that notion that all of the like first wave crypto first games will probably die off slowly, and then we get into the second wave.
They announced the increase of percentage of fee they're getting.
The marketplace fee.
Yeah, they're getting from every transaction. That let's say it was very similar move than what Ubisoft did. So with the NFTs, the backlash was absolutely there.
The interesting part was when everybody was asking why didn't they get to vote on it through the DAO. Like now you get to see how DAOs work.
Yeah, well, I said they could get the players to vote, but the fun part of the whole of their DAO is that they have the majority of votes anyway. So it would be at least a nice gesture towards
to have a formal vote,
to actually be able to vote, even though in advance that you
cannot overvote them.
You will lose. Well, what can we do? Should we move on to the Idle Miner Tycoon that launches on Facebook Gaming? Well, I'm not sure what to think about it.
Do you want to read it, Rima?
Yeah. So Colibri, I think Fluffy Fairy Games was the previous name that they changed.
Way better than Colibri
so
games.
More real, I think. I love that name.
Yeah, so they put Idle Miner Tycoon, their most successful game, on Facebook since the launch on 2016 on mobile. For anyone to remember, Colibri Games has been acquired for 100 million by Ubisoft, and I guess they are pushing more.
It was 200, no?
100 if I understand.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong.
All those founders are already gone.
Yeah, they're gone, and they're trying to reinvest earnings, I think, back into the industry through some startups or investments. But yeah, like this company is pretty curious because I know that the first game was like a major success. First, it was running mostly on ads. Then they were able to switch it also into IP. So I guess they arrived at something like 50-50 split between IP and ads, reaching like a pretty big scale of, I don't think so, like 5 million a month or 6 million. Don't know. But then they made the second game, which was
Factory Tycoon.
Yeah, which unfortunately didn't cut it. And then they sold the company.
But now, since... I think like last year they made a lot of idle games and they launched like idle firefighter tycoon or stuff like that. Like definitely like 5 new games. I mean, not sure how they actually do and if they're able to earn some money, but definitely they got back on track with launching new games.
So can someone explain to me why you'd want to put your game on Facebook Cloud? Like a mobile game. I'm not really, I'm trying to see it. Is it to unlock new audience, or is it because the game is so heavy that you need to have like a crazy machine to run it. I'm a bit confused why you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe Facebook paid you off.
no, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure if that's something that happened really, but from the announcement, they said they want to reach new players around the world, and with this like cloud game on Facebook Gaming, I mean, it's just like the HTML5 game. It was a hype a long time ago. I wasn't sure as well, like, why would you do it? I mean, if it's something that you can do very easily from the like resources standpoint, then yes. But yeah, I'm not sure like if this is going to get them like any money at all. I mean, it's just like a dying platform.
Yeah. Do we assume then that Facebook basically goes like, hey, you have a popular game. We want to have a popular game. How much do I make out the check to be? Like, tell me a number.
Maybe, or some free UA, or
free UA on that platform. It's like, well, not sure if that's something that happens.
Don't know, but
I know
but
what
for
you
me, usually companies do for cross-platform push. Like if you take, for instance, Star Trek PC client or Raid Shadow Legends PC client, you want to avoid the fee because you're going through your own store, either through website browser or like some kind of computer client, PC-based one. But don't know like what's the angle here.
Well, nobody knows. They just said potential to bring in new players from around the world, whatever that means.
Like I would be really curious what's the like major plan behind the whole studio from Ubisoft side. Like what's their take on whole mobile? Because I think
I'm not sure Ubisoft
most of their games, they weren't like really big successes.
What's Ubisoft's most successful mobile title again? It's not Assassin's Creed. It's the shark one.
They had a mobile Assassin's Creed actually.
Yeah, they did.
It was like a Fallout Shelter clone that didn't make it.
Was there like a South Park game?
Then they had like a squad-based RPG with Tom Clancy, I think, or something like that. They also shut that one down. I don't know, like they're trying to jam their IP somewhere there, but don't know if it's like a fit here.
Well, I can't recall any mobile success of Ubisoft, honestly.
So Idle Miner is their most successful mobile title then, or could be?
Could be.
Didn't they both also catch up?
Sure, but yeah, it's.
Did they have like Hungry Shark Adventure and those things?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, so what do we make of this move? Facebook basically paying them, or they actually want to get new users? What do we think?
I think they want to grow the Facebook gaming platform with this move rather than like anything else, because they partnered with Colibri because I think they already have a very intense
good relationship.
Yeah, because they're definitely spending some interesting money on Facebook, or at least they were in the past. So this can be just because of that relationship.
Or maybe that's just the consolidation that Ubisoft is trying to put, the resources from the company somewhere else and then just keep the game running on as much platforms as possible.
But like if you are running more platforms, doesn't that really require even more resources rather than less resources? Dude. Yeah, of course. I mean, if you remember,
if it's making still enough money, you want to keep it alive, of course.
Yeah, but
because it won't get any younger. Like the game's still like 6 years old.
Yeah, but if you remember when we launched like Seaport or Diggy's Adventure on Amazon, that was also like something that required like more hands, more QA, more resources more resources to actually develop that platform as well. But yeah, we don't know. We don't know how is this going to work for Facebook or Colibri. But interesting news. Well, it's this week's news is kind of like a slow one, so we picked this one.
No major multi-billion acquisitions.
Yeah, not this week.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like it kind of says how like overheated the gaming industry is. Like this is the first time we're doing a news segment on a 9 episode where we don't have a large multi-million-dollar acquisition to announce, which is...
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we've seen the peak, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to comment on that because when I did last time, it was just catastrophic. Next week, it was, again, way bigger M&A.
Yeah, let's move on, I guess.
Yeah. So I can do this one. It's just Google launches the Google Play Partner Program for large game developers. So they had this Google Summit, and they announced that the Google Play Partner Program is going to be launched, and they will provide the larger developers and studios the resources they need to maintain and scale their games. This is it's amazing, including faster releases, additional tools to help fight scaled abuse, and more. And this is very good timing, because in last couple of weeks we are seeing 7 to 10 days approval times on Google Play, which never happened before, which is even worse than iOS ever been until this point. I mean, it was 7 days for iOS like 7 years ago. Now it's like 1 or 2 days, and Google is getting behind on this. So, well, absolutely great. And there is the one comment from their representative. So, quote, the Google Play Partner Program is for large-scale developers, those who have long lead times and are investing a lot of time and money in their games through the whole life cycle. What this program does is provide additional services and features that are really tailored for them. It focuses on faster releases, pre-launch tools, growth engagement tools, and whatever else. So this is very nice sales pitch.
Isn't this all just about the fact that you can skip those 7 days? 7 days, there's like whole update cycle for some games.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just some temporary bullshit they're having at the moment. But I mean, this is... I'm not sure like what are they trying to provide here. I mean, you have the pre-launch tools anyway, all the Google Play experiments, everything. Growth, what do you have there? I mean, what, Google Ads? Or the pre-launch tools as well? Is this like pre-registration campaigns? Ooh, amazing. What a useless piece of shit for pre-registration campaigns. I mean, that's like waste of money. So,
does anyone know what Google actually does on their side when you submit a new build for like an update? Like, is it an algorithm or is it people that sit and go through the game? Because like the last year we've had so many issues with updating games like on Android. It's really noticeable in the last 6 months how much like slower it's gotten and how much more picky they are.
It's definitely an algo. If you are submitting your build for featuring or game for featuring, they are doing a manual review from their editorial team, but everything else is just an algo. I know I talked to Rudy, and he also said like, look, so I don't know how to make it faster because it's out of my hands, unfortunately.
Maybe get more servers with Google Cloud.
Oh yeah,
Speed it up.
Speed it up a little bit. Yeah, so okay, looking forward to this partner program. There was a partner program for small developers. I'm not sure if that's something that really helped them.
Yeah, let's move on, I guess.
Should I read the next one? Because I'm actually a bit excited about this one. Because
you can go.
I actually made some money because of this. So, Wildlife Studios is entering the blockchain, NFT, and Web3 space. So they revealed that they will be expanding into the Web3 gaming by launching on the Avalanche public blockchain. The studio began by bringing its flagship title, Castle Crush, to Avalanche blockchain, and will implement new features such as upgrade to the user experience and game functionality. This news actually caused the 200 euros I had in Avalanche to go up by 64%. So thank you very much.
Let me check if I have some Avalanche as well.
If I have anything on Avalanche.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I've my Coinbase app was pretty much closed in the last couple of weeks and months.
Yeah, it's been too depressing to open up.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just
okay. I have few questions here.
Of course,
First one.
Of course, Mr. Crypto Skeptic.
What's the difference between crypto gaming and Web3 space?
I don't think anyone knows yet, man.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
So if you listen to Crypto Corner and Nico speaking about Web3 versus the blockchain games and crypto gaming. So basically, you have the blockchain games, and Web3 is the whole ecosystem. So all the platforms and everything.
I'm just getting the feel that you can change the word Web3 from future, and that's it. And it matches everything.
It matches everything. It is true. But,
Next question: Is this okay with the store guidelines then?
Oh, we will see.
We will see.
We'll see. Nobody said they will
means
implement the new features in the mobile version of the game.
App.
Yeah, nobody said that.
Yeah. I'm really curious because I think it is what Animoca. Animoca has the Castle Defenders game that they added crypto stuff on top of it, like an older game, and they again duct tape some crypto stuff in it, and it seems it works great because at least on DappRadar the users there are growing pretty fast. Yes. So I'm guessing they are doing the same approach there, but I still don't know the exact tech details how these are connected to actual crypto wallets.
Well,
so I need to look into it more
closely. You know what I found out? One of the guys from Wildlife Studios, he left and joined Google, and when he was leaving, he posted a very nice bye-bye message on LinkedIn, and I found out like Ricardo, who was our main Facebook rep for Pixel Federation, and then boom, he's working at Wildlife Studios. Oh my God, it's like, congrats, man. That's nice. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, he's from Brazil originally, so it makes sense. But what I don't know is like, what the fuck is Castle Crash? I mean, I've never heard of that game. Seriously.
It's pretty big.
Really?
Game. Yes.
Okay. I should do my homework.
yeah, you should. This is the part I'm telling you, that they're actually using a pretty old game, so the audience is definitely there. Question is if it will grow because of the crypto functionality added on top of it. So we'll see. Because I know they have like much more games there.
Oh, this one. Okay, I know
big.
this one. Now I know why I didn't know, because they have it on the Fun Games for Free iOS account. That's why I didn't know it's Wildlife Studios. Okay, nice.
Yeah, they have a lot of games like the Tennis Clash one.
I know about Tennis Clash. Yeah, of course. That's the the main game, and Zuba as well, right? So and now they have the Sky Warriors, the new airplane or jet.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Like if I understand correctly, the company has billions in valuation currently.
Of course.
After the last raises,
they have multiple games outside of their like main Wildlife Studios account. That's what was confusing. So the Castle Crash is on the other one.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see. Like I'm really looking forward to this second wave of like crypto games, pretty much. Like how they will fare.
So do you already see what will be the third wave of crypto gaming?
I would say that first part was the one where crypto was first.
Yep.
Second part is the one that you don't need crypto first, but most of the games are kind of duct taped. And the third one will be games that are done with the intent to have crypto unlocked later, but it's built in there from the start.
And when you say crypto there, do you mean NFTs and like you can own characters and like commerce, or do you mean like you're earning, or when you say like it's actually integral part, like how do you actually mean it?
There's a wallet connection functionality. Doesn't matter what's in the wallet.
Yeah, because then you are multiple parts of the blockchain technology, then you can leverage, obviously, staking or earning as well.
Depends, like what you build there. You don't need staking.
I know you don't need it.
You can have it.
But it's just a part of what you can get. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next news. It's most interesting. Anyone?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg again announcing big things, because he's been doing this from October, where he announced that they're going full VR. So now they announced they're going to use NFTs on Instagram somewhere later. No specific details as always. I guess I would take this with a pinch of salt here, because Facebook's stock price is pretty much going down all the time. I even read that they're cutting company benefits lately because of that.
How would that help increasing the stock price?
I'm assuming if you have NFTs on Instagram, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to take a nice little commish. They're going to take a 30%, just like they do on the app stores, from every NFT that's transactioned.
I don't think so. Crypto people will, allow them to take 30%. OpenSea takes 2.5%.
But that's the thing. It's not going to be crypto people. It's going to be all the Instagrammers and photographers. It's way different audience.
But the question is, why would you then sell your NFTs on Instagram if you can just sell them on OpenSea?
You know why? Because it's going to be way easier than on the OpenSea. Oh yeah, well,
28% cut is way easier.
No, but honestly, like
if
they
you're
haven't
talking
announced
about
that
millions.
yet. But like they have whatever. Like what I always say is like the key to success always, and Instagram has this. It's distribution. If you have distribution, you always win. Look at the app stores. Look at everything from like the Mexican cartels to IKEA. Like they have distribution. If you have distribution, you control the market and you always win. Like it's actually quite interesting. Like out of all the NFT projects I've heard about, if they actually start launching it and let creators sell the stuff like NFTs and earn money, charge something with that distribution, they have 1.2 billion monthly active or something crazy like that. Like this could be an absolute growth bomb if done correctly. I'm actually quite bullish on this.
So much bullshit, guys. This is complete bullshit.
All right, well, come at
really?
me. Come at me with an argument. Why don't you think this is going to be a cool thing? I'm actually quite
because
optimistic.
the money will decide what will be done here, and the money means the cut. Why do you think how many Filipino people are playing Axie Infinity and like jumping through all of those hoops in order to get into the game and earn money? Because there's money in it. And if there will be a store which has just lower percentage share or percentage cut, they will go there. Doesn't matter what the functionality
if you have
is.
an OpenSea market and you have all your NFTs there, tens of thousands of NFTs there.
But that's the part about the NFTs, you don't need to get them
but
anywhere.
Nobody knows about them because, nobody cares. But you have all the people on the Instagram. You have, like Felix said, all the distribution there.
You have now 80 million less people on the Instagram.
What?
That's a rounding error. What they're kind of like DAU, that's a rounding error.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like it won't fly when they say that they want to do 30% cut. I don't think so.
I don't think they will do 30%. I just said that. Like I have no idea. They could do 15%, but like this could be like actually like a genuine way for Facebook to see some growth.
I'm in Felix on this one. We'll see.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We can make a bet. Whatever dinner we can have in the future. So either you pay or we pay.
Yeah, best in crypto.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, of course. In Avalanche. Felix already made some money on that.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I found out I have none. So.
All right, Remus, since you're a bit pessimistic, I think you should take us to the last story, and then we'll hop into the Admon part.
There's a Forbes article which is kind of non-article. It's just like one of the nice guys, Paul Tassi from Forbes, the one that usually covers gaming and tech stuff, looking at Google Trends and seeing that the NFTs and metaverse keywords are kind of flying the direction towards the ground. Let's say.
Which means exactly nothing. By the way,
of course, could mean exactly nothing, but we'll see. Because I'm already seeing some of the games. Like if you see this really nice website called Web3 is going great.
Yeah.
That I recommend checking out.
Yeah, that's
you can see a lot of nice developments in the Web3 space that's been happening.
Sure. Well, it's definitely a good website to check
check out
every other day with a lot of realistic comments about what's happening at the moment, like with the Bored Ape Yacht Club buying the CryptoPunks and the Meebits. Like there was the comment like, okay, so this is how the decentralization looks like, which is obviously true, but well, who cares? Okay, the trends. Yes, you can see that people are losing interest in finding out, or like not finding out, like searching for the terms NFTs and metaverse because they already know what is this all about. So when it was like 2 or 3 months ago, nobody knew about like, okay, so what the fuck is NFT? And this is actually the trend. Then it doesn't say anything else, just the search volume.
Okay, as you say.
As you say, Mr. Crypto Skeptic.
Oh my god, I'm gonna come in there and separate you two. All right, guys, I think it's time to move on to our favorite segment and basically talk about ad monetization fundamentals. So, exactly like the last 2 weeks when Remo and Maciej have been doing their sections. I'm going to do the same. I have prepared some questions on ad monetization that I will ask each one of you, and then I will answer at the end.
Nice.
Basically, I'm going to test your guys' ability on how much you know about in-app ad monetization. You guys excited? Nervous?
Excited. I see you're excited as well. You even changed your tone of voice. Amazing.
There is nothing more beautiful than in-app ad revenue. Period.
Oh wow. Okay. Amazing.
I think we're gonna get more and more mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I hope so. That was amazing analogy.
All right, let's start with an easy one. What would you guys say is the most important ad revenue metric to look at?
Well, money, obviously.
So just the revenue?
Outstanding move. I want to earn as much as possible.
Nah.
But if you're just looking at the money, you don't know how much you should be earning, man.
Okay.
That's the problem
Okay.
that most of the companies struggle with.
Nice.
The money is good, but they don't see how much more money they could
And how can I see that from the numbers?
get. Because you need to know the metrics, and the metrics then you compare with industry benchmarks, young Padawan.
Ooh. Okay. Amazing.
Remo knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you said. It's like the main issue with looking at money, it's a very satisfying metric, a dollar value, seeing how much money you made yesterday. But the main issue of basically just looking at the revenue, it doesn't give you a clear indication of how good your UA, for example, is. So let's say that you, Maciej, you're running UA, and then you see a spike, and then ad revenue went from 50K a day to 70K a day. If you look just at the dollar amounts, you're like, yes, I killed it. My UA is super profitable. I'm going to spend more. But the issue with that is you don't know essentially per user basis if you're actually earning more per user, which is actually the true metric that you should be looking at. So actually the healthiest metric that you should look at if it comes to ads is AdARPDAU. So ad revenue per daily active user, because that gives you kind of a clear-cut metric that cuts out all the UA fluctuations and organic fluctuations. So basically, by looking at the AdARPDAU, then you know that if you are doing a good job on UA or not and getting good users start watching a lot of ads.
Okay, and then is that ARPDAU, is that money? It is money. So go fuck yourself.
It is money,
both
but it's
of
not
you.
the revenue. It's not the revenue.
I didn't say revenue. I say money.
Okay.
I said money.
Oh, man. Yeah, he greased himself up and weaseled your way out of that. Well done, Maciej.
of course.
Seriously,
Well,
you should consider politics after this.
or I should become a salesperson. Well, no, not really. Okay, but it's very interesting. So then, what can I do to increase the ARPDAU if I'm trying to maximize the ad revenue for my UA
The
activities?
money.
Yeah, the money.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. So the way you can actually increase AdARPDAU, the main things is quite simple if you break it down. You could either make users watch more ads, so impressions per DAU. You can basically change placements to make that basically go up. You could have a larger pool of your users watch ads. So usually like a good opt-in rate of people that watch ads is somewhere around like 55% with rewarded ads and above. So if you can put on better ads, better rewards, you can increase the AdARPDAU. And then of course, there's also increasing the eCPM, which you can do through either, usually the best way of doing that is just having a solid like mediation setup, and that will increase your eCPM the most. So that's the holy trinity of how you improve AdARPDAU.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just say that I usually look at it through like this kind of dual perspective, like either internal or external. Internal means you're touching the game and tinkering with the metrics through like the ad placement, design, whatever you're going to come up with. Okay. Yeah, pretty much product and game design. And then external, which is the waterfall mediation and talking to those mushrooms on the Adnetworks.
Okay, but then you can also increase the AdARPDAU by running like more efficient UA in terms of the the ad
Targeting?
optimization. So not running like the basic mobile app install campaigns, but actually optimize for either ad revenue value, so ROAS, ad ROAS, or just some events, so placement events. You have one daily reward, and that's the placement for your rewarded video. So you can optimize for players that are actually more likely to watch this placement. So would that help with the ARPDAU eventually?
Absolutely, yeah. Usually, like you see that as a like viable solution more in games that see impressions per DAU above like 5 unrewarded, and that tends to be like the idle type of genre games where you actually have that like large reliance on ads. So usually, if you have above 5 impressions per DAU with rewarded, you tend to make at least 40% of your revenue from ads. And that's when you can really scale those type of campaigns successfully.
Depends a lot also on the game genre.
Of course, yeah, that's
a big caveat. Like, of course, everything depends on game genre.
Everything depends.
Yeah, one thing maybe to note is that you are trying to make as big of a portion of people to watch ads rather than make one person watch as many ads as possible. That's important distinction there.
Yeah, okay, and then there's the always the question about if one person watches 10 ads, where is that point that you are not making that amount, like that big amount of money out of like all these
the eCPM degradation line.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Called, 100% true. All ad networks. All ad networks work on a bidding model that's called a recency model, which basically assume that first view is worth more than like the 8th view, because you assume that people will have better attention span on the first view. And the cutoff point, at least most like networks tend to have a big fall off after the 5th impression. So you really need to make people like after the 5th impression, like the value of getting someone to watch the 6th impression is not going to be nowhere near as much as it would be like from 3 to 4.
Okay, so, but then how people become like the ad whales? Because that's like the term that's flying around. Like, okay, so this is the ad whale, which is like what someone who watches like 50 ads. What does it like? How players became one?
Yeah, I mean, there's this sheer amount of like frequency as well. Like when the sheer amount of number is super high, of course you're going to earn more money. It's just like the per view is going to be less. Okay. So yeah, okay. So but usually you see it like.
Are we talking about some meaningful amount of money? Like, how much percentage of like an ad whale you would get from those first 5 and then the rest? Like, isn't it like 70-30 or something like that?
You mean the portion of their LTV?
Yeah. That like from the ads. Like, I mean, aren't those first 5 ads basically 70% of their whole ad revenue anyway? And then just like all the additional ads are within that 30%.
Okay, but if you're talking about 30%, it's still like meaningful money.
Yeah, it is, but yeah, just kind of.
So let's say we have an ad whale which makes you $100. So yeah, you're saying like the first like the $70 is made in the first 5 views, and then the $30 is made in like 20 afterwards.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, also keep in mind that people are getting something for the ads. That usually you are discounting your economy on those ads.
Sure.
Man, so, but if you're a good game designer, you won't discount it because if you do it kind of from the start, that's on you,
If you're a
Remo.
good game designer, you can create anything, like even a game that pays you to play. Of course.
All right. We are back in last week episode. Session, not episode.
All right. So, next question for you guys. How's eCPM calculated? By Adnetworks.
The article.
By Adnetworks.
By Adnetworks.
Yeah, by Adnetworks. Like, eCPM, you should raise eCPM, but like, how do you guys think eCPM is actually calculated by all ad networks? What actually decides on what they're paying out?
Mm-hmm.
Traffic, like the type of traffic. First one, then clicks per 1,000 views.
Yeah, well, honestly, Well, it's true that if we are buying a different type of users into the game, the eCPM is higher, obviously, which was always translated in like value optimized campaigns from Facebook and the purchase optimized campaigns from Facebook as well, and the same thing for the other networks. But how exactly is calculated? Not sure.
Okay. Well, kind of close, Remo. So essentially, like Adnetworks is like they all keep kind of secret exactly how they do it, but it's kind of generally known how generally you would calculate this. And what you do is you take the last 7 days data, and you take the install rate, the CPI, click-through rate, and usually something like amount of unique users that you're actually seeing, and basically those factors, and then basically you do an average over 1,000, and that's how you get the eCPM decided. So it's done on a rolling basis every 7 days, like taking the last 7 days data. If there hasn't been like a last 7 day data, they can do a guesstimate, and that's why when you first launch a new ad network, it tends to go up like crazy, and that means that pretty much the ad networks are testing out your users to see actually how valuable they are, and then it kind of goes down after that.
Okay.
So they pretty much threw all those KPIs into a black box and come up with a number after 7 days.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how it works.
It's trying to understand what's happening on the.
So is it prone to change then if you are, let's say, going through different UI phases that you're either scaling up, scaling down, or having a featuring or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. So featuring tends to bring down your eCPM quite a lot, because basically they're not really known when you get featuring. They're not known as like the most valuable users, because these users tend not to be very valuable.
Yeah.
And also like, if you're getting a lot of high valuable users, like through quality UA, your AdARPDAU and eCPM will rise. And basically you'll start seeing that roughly like a couple of days after when you start getting them in.
Okay.
Is there anything you can do to like willfully make it better from your side?
What do you mean, like eCPM or? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like your eCPM, other than mediation.
No, and like outside of mediation, like there's not that much you can do. I mean, like in the odd sometimes, like you can demand fill, like from some networks. If you're like in some kind of fight and you've been slighted, you can also always demand like a force fill for a couple of days, and that increases eCPM. But it's like quite rare you're in a position where you're able to strong arm an ad network enough to kind of do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
No, the next one is pretty good already.
So, which ad networks are the most trustworthy?
Are we talking about AppLovin?
Why everybody has a problem with AppLovin?
Because they make games.
Oh wow. Okay, in Iron Source, they don't make games.
They
right?
make also games now.
Okay. Unity has this like growth program for games as well. So like nobody cares anymore. AppLovin now has also like MMP.
But I heard that multiple times that don't soft launch your own games on these networks because they'll see your numbers immediately.
Well, all these like rumors, come on. It's just everyone these days can get numbers, or like also if you launch a game, every and each of your competitor immediately knows that you launched the game because of the bots. They are scraping the app stores.
No, like that's okay because they're scraping the surface level data, but these guys don't get surface level data. They get the inside of the games.
But what exactly?
Because
like, which exactly insights? Like what do you think they see?
Retention, for instance.
And what? Okay.
Because they have their SDK in the game.
I mean, like if you have a successful games, you're gonna get clones no matter what. It's just it's just a bit like a couple of weeks down the line. Like that's how our industry works.
This is
right?
all like Illuminati.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mr. JR.
But explain. I'm really curious. Like like if you have a hit game, you're gonna get a lot of clones anyway. Like what's the big deal?
But AppLovin will check your data through their SDK and they're making their games.
Let me explain. It depends again heavily on what's the complexity of the game and how much time it will take to actually clone it. Means hypercasual is the first in line. That's of course. And then, people just, why, for instance, Supercell soft launches their games under a different company, for instance, the last one. Why
Because
do
they're
they do
Supercell, and it's, if you launch a game under
Machine
Supercell,
Zone
it's
did
going to
that.
spoil your numbers, always. That's always what happens. And don't tell me it's not the truth, because, every time you launch, Supercell launches a game, everybody plays it. Everybody, immediately. How is that like statistically significant data for anything you have? It's like the whole industry immediately gets it.
No, I'm okay. I agree with that. But the thing I'm saying that you want to hide it as much as possible. That's it. Like if you're this big, you don't want to get people a heads up. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, but you don't need the plugin for that.
Depends.
Okay then. Well.
Yeah. So tell me, which one do you think is the most trustworthy one?
Most trustworthy?
The one that doesn't have a gaming division yet.
Well, I would say Facebook or Audience Network or AdMob. There you go.
And why?
Why? Well, because they're big companies.
Yeah, like
Great PR.
I agree with a lot what you're saying. Like usually what I would say, like, yeah, the bigger the company, the more trustworthy, because the less they have to rely on doing shady stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the thing you need to know about Adnetworks is, like, you need to understand that, they're not your partners with your own interest, right? Like, they earn money when they get people to leave your game and download and play another game, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, you shouldn't always fully trust an ad network. That's the thing. Like, there's no such thing, I think, as a fully honest ad network. There's better ad networks than other ones, but, like, it's something that you always need to remind yourself that, like, beneath the veneer of all these nice dinners and gifts and niceties, like, the business model still rolls around when people leave your game, and that's how you get paid, right? So you just need to keep that in mind, that pretty much even if it's AdMob or whatever, like, you always need to have your guard up.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They may make money when players leave your game and download the other game. Then they actually saw in the ad in your game. Okay.
Yeah. Should we move on to the AMA? I don't know how much time we've got left. I think 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, around that.
Exactly. So I have a couple of questions as well. This is an interesting one. Like, when do you actually hire an internal ad monetization person? What is the KPI we are looking for? Is it a scale, like a daily revenue, or number of impressions, or number of ad networks in the waterfall, or how does that look like?
So basically, like, how an ad monetization can make a company more money. It's a direct function, and the only real levers that you can pull on is threefold. So you can do, like, in terms of, like, the most effective, the least one is like mediation tinkering, like placement tinkering. Mm-hmm. The next one above that, in like the order of magnitude, how you can earn money, is striking deals with the ad networks. So basically doing growth deals where basically if you make more money on the supply side, you get UA credits or sometimes even cash bonuses. The next one after that is pretty much working with game designers on optimizing placements, getting people to increase retention by putting in interstitials and things like that. So those are the three things that an ad monetization manager can do, right? But like really to unlock, to be able to do all this, like you need to have usually I'd say like 30 to 40K a month, a day in ad revenue, because basically below that it's not worth it, because like maybe a good ad monetization manager can improve like ad revenues by about like 20%, like over about a couple of months. And basically you only have the ability to do that if you already have the scale. So if you can improve by 20%, then you can kind of work out how much money you can spend on an admon person. And it only starts getting like a 5x to a 10x return on the salary if you're earning around 20 to 30K. So if you're not hitting those levels yet, like there's no point of hiring an admon person.
20K admon a day is pretty big scale.
Yeah. Okay, so until you get 20K a day from ads, there's no point of hiring.
A lot of companies are earning that much money. Like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. More than you think. I mean, yeah.
Okay, interesting. There's also a question about Well, there was a trend with hyper-casual games. There was the UA and Admonetisation really connected, and usually that was like one person. So why is that? Why do you think that was like a one person? Like, is it just based on what you just said? I mean, it's a plenty of work when you have 20K a day revenue, and I have no idea how that person could actually now manage even like a multi, well, not million, but multi-thousand daily budget as well.
So I probably should have specified that like hyper casual is a completely different beast when it comes to admonetization, like completely. I was speaking for everything except hyper casual.
Okay.
So hyper casual, they do it differently because they're spending such copious amounts of money in such short bursts that basically like if you were the UA person, you need to you can actually see the returns quite quickly, and you need to have the authority to actually change placements and do those updates really quickly. So, with hyper casual, you might spend, couple of million in 14 days every day.
True.
And then basically, since you're spending that money, you need to know that, for example, like my work sometimes is like, oh, I know there's a big UA push coming in 2 weeks. I'm going to put up higher placements because I know I can get more money because we get higher amount of unique users.
Okay.
So usually in hyper casual studios, it's like you do both because this hour I'm going to spend more, so I'm going to put up the placements. So it's like it's such quick turnarounds that it makes sense it's the same person. And if it's not hyper casual, the kind of quickness is not like as in like
Yeah, I mean for hyper casual, that's what I heard when talking about the same person. I mean, I'm not seeing the same person working on UA and admon for any other genre.
Sounds stressful.
Oh yeah, of course. And Jakub, any questions? From
yeah,
your
I'm
side?
always like wondering about this specific one. Do you ban competitor ads in your game? Because I think that's especially like relevant to heavy IP games that are also running ads.
So me personally, I don't like to do it because my job is to maximize the AdARPDAU and maximize the ad revenue, and that's usually how I'm like incentivized. However, depends completely on the company. So sometimes like people who are like director levels or VP levels, they get angry and they're like, I don't want to see any Disney ads in this game, and get them out. So it's like, for me, like I'm here to maximize ad revenue and ad ARPDAU. And the way to do that is having as many people like bidding. But then basically I need to get that from above being told off, or like that's not the strategic thing that we want to do. So like it's not really up to an ad monetization person, because like you need kind of a UA person's like, overviewing, ROAS view to see if it's actually costing us more money than we're actually earning. So it's like above my pay grade.
By the way, isn't this the most valuable traffic that you can get actually? Like the one that's coming from your competitors. So you're pretty much, cutting down on your biggest thing.
Yeah, that's why I say it's like above my pay grade, because it's a calculation you can make, right? Let's say if you lose, 2% of your user base to your biggest competitor, every month, but you're earning X, like what is that actually worth? It's a very easy like arithmetic that you can actually do. And I've been in companies where basically people go like, turn it off right now. And some people will like do the calculations like, oh, that leakage is acceptable.
Because we can offset the leakage with higher UA that we get from advertising revenue.
That's the beautiful thing about it. You can calculate it.
Yeah. Well, you can calculate everything in the gaming industry, almost everything.
Because I would say sometimes I'm kind of more incentivized to do it just temporarily. When, let's say, I remember AFK Arena having these really, really big boosting campaigns when they are launching like a cross promo stuff. I think like they have like Ezio from Assassin's Creed, or like some of these, they're just like all over the place. So you ban them just for like 2 weeks and then let them in again, or something in that matter at least.
Yeah, that's also a solution. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. What else? Now, this is also like something I'm hearing quite a lot. So some companies say, so I have a very good deal with Unity. So I make a lot of money.
Exclusive deal, yeah.
Exclusive deal with Unity, yeah. So I'm using only Unity, for example, Unity, Uplevel, whatever else Adnetworks you have. So is there a way how can I earn more money if I put, I don't know, like mediation in, or like the exclusive deal is so lucrative that I don't need to care about anything else?
Whenever you hear exclusive deal in advertising, just replace it with being shafted. Because basically, like, there is no way you're getting such a good exclusive deal that you won't get better when you put it on the open market with competition.
Yeah.
So if someone says, yeah, we're going to give you 90% like of rev share and set you up with a nice exclusive, you'd still earn way more money if you put it on mediation and like the open market. So yeah, you're getting shafted.
Yeah, maybe another one of these like peculiar questions. Is it worth to build your own mediation?
It's so hard to do, and you can get such good solutions. I mean, like, sure, you open yourself up to a bit of risk that we talked about before, but like I've heard stories with really big companies that have deep pockets, like building their own mediation, and they benchmark it against like Iron Source or AppLovin, and they're like 35% lower, and they've put in so much money. So the thing is, like, you need to actually have a discussion, like, can you actually build a mediation and put enough like time and resources into it that you actually can make it better than Iron Source and AppLovin? Or do you suck it up that sometimes you're going to get the short end of the stick and just, you know, go along with that? So like, a company like Zynga, maybe they could put in the revenue, the resources to actually like build something that's better. But like a company that's market cap of like $500 million, like I don't think it would actually be worth it. Their solutions are already so good that I don't see why you'd actually would build your own unless you're a Zynga.
Yeah, why not? Why invent the wheel all over again when there's a lot of wheels out there? Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it, guys, for this week. It's quite valuable, actually. I learned way more this week than I learned last week, because this is, you know, we make money, Jakub. Well, you just talk about how to make them and always trying to cry. How life is hard.
I want to make fun. Yeah, I know. There's also that part that we want to sell in the first place.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, our listeners. Please share feedback as you are frequently doing every week, which is amazing. Thank you very much for doing that. Please keep doing that. Subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever else. Until next time. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
And we can just bullshit. That's fine. Until we prep it. This time it's going to be an agenda. So I'm not sure if I'm going to mention Mirza.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'll listen afterwards and make notes so we can do the stamps.
And also, I'm not sure like what he said. Also, like why do we have the mics in the view? So I'm like,
have you ever spoken to a mic? You need to keep it close.
Exactly. Like where should I?
I don't even have a boom. I need to sit here and like lean into it.
So yeah, let's see.
These mics are expensive. Okay. That's why.
Yeah.
You should apply for
sure. Yeah, I should get the gold. I'm gonna get the Shure gold one next time.
Yeah, that's what I should buy. All right, let's do that. All right.